Do you ever get shiny objects popping into your life? I know I do. I know that I am a master of getting distracted. I know that when I see things in my professional life, I go, oh, I can do this. I know how to do that. If they can do this, then I can do it. This is easy. I will do this. And I know this about myself. And I basically take on so much. And then I fail, or I get burnt out, or I get unhappy. And that was actually one of the reasons why I quit my previous coaching business before. So how to learn to avoid the shiny object syndrome? Imagine we all have a radar around us, right? Just like the big machines, the big radars. We women, we tend to process information differently from men. We tend to process information with the left side of the brain. It sort of like lights up in our brain in different regions, taking in multiple details. That's why we're so good at multitasking. By contrast, when men process info, their brain activities tend to concentrate on only one region. That also explains why men are so good at just focusing on one thing, and why, if they're doing something and we women try to distract them, they know where they're, right? You tell them 100 times and he still hasn't received the memo. So as a result, women's attention operates like a radar, scanning for the environment, picking up broad range of clues and paying attention to the context. Man is more laser focused, focusing tightly and absorbing all the information. So there's an interesting Buddhist concept which says that you're not a master, you're always a beginner. And this is what the concept says. The idea that you should approach everything like a beginner, so you don't just get stuck on autopilot. So when we're so confident in ourselves, we're so confident in our abilities, we're overconfident. We do something so well that we start doing it on autopilot. Yeah. And this concept says, well, no, actually step back and look at it as a beginner. So your mind is always refreshed. And it's such a good reminder for all of us in all aspects of our lives to just take a step back and to look at yourself as a beginner. I remember years ago, when I was working as a language trainer for this training company, I've substituted one of our trainers and I've delivered the training a few times myself. And I've trained a group of a sales team, I think there were, and their manager was on the training with them. And I don't remember what he asked, but he said something so basic, so simple that it made the whole group laugh. And I was quite fascinated by the fact that the whole group were laughing at their own manager. I thought, okay, to be honest with you, I didn't know what to think. I thought it's a bit strange that they laugh at their manager, but then I thought perhaps there was a very good relationship between the team and the manager. But the point is not about what the question was. The point is that he also had a laugh with the group. And then he said, well, I manage the team. I have to know all the details about this project. I have to know everything. And that stuck with me forever. That always stuck. I don't remember his name. I wish I did. I just remember his big smile, his bright eyes, and the way that he said that I am the manager. I have to know what goes on. And that was such a simple, basic question. And he was not afraid to make himself look as a fool in front of his whole team. He welcomed people, laugh at him. He shared a laugh with him. But he, in my opinion, he lived by this Buddhist concepts of the beginner approach. He stepped back. He didn't, go on autopilot. He decided to refresh his knowledge